Okay, everyone, this is Friday night's session plan. I've drawn the entire thing out for you here, but we'll just go step by step. This is a passing and receiving session. Very first activity, 2 players, 1 ball. So what you're going to look for at the outset is you're just going to try to get everybody off to a positive start straight away. So catch them doing things right. Generally, the things that you can immediately find is you will find somebody in there that when the ball comes to them, instead of them kicking the ball away or trying to play a one-touch pass, they will control the ball. So whether that happens in the first 10 seconds or the first 35 seconds, find that immediately. Oh, look at this. Everybody freeze. The ball has come to Kieran. Instead of wildly kicking that ball away, Kieran has controlled that ball. What does that give Kieran the ability to do? Exactly right. It gives him the ability to now make sure he's able to play a good pass after it. So now everybody, when that ball comes to you, look just like Kieran. Control the ball. 3, 2, 1, play. The very next thing that you're looking for is somebody that is moving and they've done activities like this before, or even this specific activity before. So somebody will be moving. All right, freeze. I found something else incredible that we're doing. So now we already saw Kieran taught the whole team how to control the ball. Now look at this. Jacob, when his partner is controlling the ball, Jacob is moving to a new area on the field. So now he is moving. And that's really your job in soccer, isn't it? If you don't have the ball, you've got to move. If you do have the ball, you've got to get it under control, do something smart. So now let's all be like Jacob. When that ball is moving, can you be moving? 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, this is great. We've got somebody else doing something genius. Maggie, when she picked her head up and passed that ball to George, she said George's name. So then when that ball went through, everybody knew that ball was for George. George knew it was coming to him. Genius. Well done, Maggie. All right, so you're using them to teach everybody. Find them doing just those very, very basic things. So from the outset, I would focus strictly on that. Find somebody controlling the ball, find somebody moving without it, find somebody that is communicating in some way. Right? It doesn't have to be naming your pass, but if they're calling for the ball, find some sort of communication. Then present a new challenge. Okay, you guys figured that out really, really fast, so let's give you a new challenge. Now, every single time the ball comes to you, when you control it, let's control the ball with the inside of our foot. What would that look like? Tom, can you pass me that ball? Good. So now when this ball comes to me, I'm just going to open up the surface of my foot here, use the inside of my foot to cradle this ball in. Now I've got it and I'm off. My partner should be moving. I'm going to name this pass, get it back to him, and then I'm going to move. So now when this ball comes, can you receive everything with the inside of your foot? Find somebody that's doing it great, have them demonstrate. Now can we find somebody that is controlling the ball with the outside of our foot? So that's your new challenge. Control the ball with the outside of your foot. You demonstrate it first, then they're off and running. Find somebody that's doing a good job of it. Use them to demonstrate. Find somebody to show off. The next challenge is 3 touches. So now they're not allowed to play 1 touch, 2 touch, or 45 touch. It has to be 3. So the idea now is, what can they do with those 3 touches? What should their very first touch be? Their first touch should be that control touch. Their second touch, you've got to now take a dribble. So you've got to move that ball. So settle the ball, move the ball, then find your pass. And the other thing that your partners should be able to do is, if I settle this ball, right, while I'm taking this escape touch, I should be able to observe where my partner is moving. So if my partner is moving across to my right, maybe that's where that second touch goes, is off to the right to help me set up that pass. So now they are passing, they are receiving, they are moving, they are communicating, and now they're being thoughtful in their play, because now I've got to pay attention to where my partner is moving. I can pass them this ball back. That should move pretty quickly. Hopefully you'll get through all of those things in 10 or 15 minutes. Next, simple relay races. So 2 teams, right? Very, very basic. pattern, right? Both teams will play at the same time because it's a race, right? So you will just pass the ball, receive it, pass the ball, receive it, pass the ball, receive it. So when this player gets the ball, their job now is to dribble down here as fast as they can and give the ball to the next man. Oh my life, I'm not sure I even had the camera on any of that. Shut up, camera stuff is hard. All right, so again, pass, 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 final person to receive it will then dribble the ball back to the start. But now we have a hole. So what does everybody in here have to do after they pass? They have to follow it, right? So really it will look like this. Pass, follow, pass, follow, pass, follow, dribble the ball back as fast as we can, give it to the next player, same exact pattern emerges, right? And what I would do is I would just count how many times they're able to finish the pattern, right? So you can either do timed for 1 minute every single time we get the ball back here, it's a point, or you can do just like a proper relay race. Every single person in line has to go, but make that a fun competition. Now, here, these players, their initial pass is moving to the right. Here, these players, their initial pass will be moving to the left. So after a few rounds, send this team to play over there, send that team to play over here. Just see if it makes any difference, right? Slightly new challenge, but obviously an easy and fun game where they're getting lots and lots of repetitions, and there's a little bit of pressure on it because you're trying to hurry, you're trying to play fast, you're trying to win the race. This game here, the team versus 1 + 1 + 1. So here's what I mean. So you will be here, right? You will provide a ball to the team here, right? And when you provide that ball, one defender gets to come in. So it is the team right now +1. The defender's job is to win the ball and just get it out of this square. So win it and play it out, or win it and dribble it out. The defender's job is just to go and cause havoc. What the purples can do is I would start with a very simple goal. If we connect on 3 passes, so if we are able to play 1, 2, 3, and complete 3 passes, coach sends in more help. So now, right, this player comes to join. So now it is, all right, 2 defenders. Their job is to either win it and get it out of the square, or I would say they can even win it. And if they're able to win it and pass their teammate, then that's done as well, right? But the purples are, again, trying to get 1, 2, 3. If they connect 3 passes, final player comes in, right? The defenders, again, they're trying to either win the ball and complete a pass to one another, or win the ball and get it out of the square. All right, the team that is in possession is trying to find now 3 passes on those 3 defenders. If they do, then they have won. So, all right, the defensive unit wins by getting the ball out of the square at any point. The team in possession wins by getting all 3 players in and finding 3 passes. So obviously loads and loads of different coaching points in there. Space, angle, body position, control, decision-making, observing where the pressure is. So there's a million choices to be made in there, a million coaching points. What I would do is after these 3 defenders, once we've had a few rounds, just flip them out. Make sure that you've got different defenders in there. If you want at the very, very start to have success, I don't think it's a terrible idea to make these very first 3 defenders the 3 weakest players that you've got on the team, to try to ensure that we get off to a good start and have some success there. And then as we have some success, obviously we now understand the game. We've found ways to be successful. Now when you change these players out, they become a little bit stronger, right? And it makes this challenge in here a bit harder, which is good, because then that just brings to the surface even more of those coaching points and the importance and the value of the initial coaching points you've made. Final game is the 4 corners game. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You basically just made 4 squares. I would do this as 2 teams on, 1 team off. If you have 12 players, right? So it would be 3 teams of 4. You can adjust all of these things according to the numbers. For example, up here, 2 players, 1 ball. What do you do if you have an odd number? Make 1 group of 3. Here, if there's an odd number, obviously it's a relay race, so somebody on the team that's short players is just going to have to go twice, or if you do, how many times can we get the ball back here in a minute? It doesn't even matter that there's 1 fewer player. In here, the numbers don't matter, right? If you've got 12, if you've got 11, if you've got 10, if you've got 8, right? Just drop the number here. So if you've only got 8 players, then maybe you're doing 6 and you're trying to get in 2 defenders. Try to find 3 passes on those 2 defenders. So just adjust the numbers as necessary. If you have to in here, all right, this team that's off, if they're stronger players, just let them go play with 3. Or make sure that if you have to do that, then make sure those are 3 stronger players, because you're going to be playing 3-on-4 every time. But the idea is we are playing games to 1. So this should be rapid. It should be really, really fast. There are 2 ways to score your goal. Right? This red team can either connect 3 straight passes, 1, 2, 3, for the win, right? Which means this purple team has to really, really be alert and alive and ready to defend, ready to make that hard on them. Or the reds can complete a pass, and this is a little bit trickier, but they're going to go for it because it's more fun. If you can complete a pass into the square. So here is what that means. So if this red player here makes a run, let me get an actual red piece. If they make a run into this stamp and we are able to connect the pass into them that they can control in there, that's a goal. Team that gets scored on comes off the field. Team that's waiting off goes to replace them. If you get through all of these things and are successful of all of these things, then the final thing I would do is just play. Make you 2 fields, right? Get a 3v3 going on each field and just let them play. My guess is that if you get through activity 1, activity 2, activity 3, and activity 4, my guess is that you're going to be very, very close to the end of practice. I think that it's going to take you guys almost the full hour to get through all of these things. If you have questions, just holler. Good luck.